Hi friends, it's time for the tarot reading of the week from May 19th to May 25th. We have a lot of big astrological things happening this week. So Gemini season is going to be starting on May 20th. That's when the sun transits into Gemini. We have Saturn moving into Aries. This is really big because Saturn does take a long time to move from sign to sign, but especially because it's moving into Aries, it means it is finishing its cycle around the astrological wheel and starting again. That's going to be on May 24th. And then on May 25th, Mercury moves into Gemini. Mercury moves pretty frequently, so that's not as big, but Mercury rules Gemini. And so it is like a place that Mercury enjoys being. So that's actually kind of good news. So we have a lot going on. Like I said, if you want more information about those transits, let me know. Like, should I do a Gemini season reading? Should I do something about the fact that Saturn's going to be in Aries because it's going to be there for a couple of years? Let me know what you really want to see more of, but let's take a look and focus on the energy that you need to know for this week, May 19th to May 25th, 2025. Thank you, Spirit. What does this collective need to know from May 19th to May 25th, 2025? What energy do we have? Okay, well, lots of air sign energy. Gemini is an air sign. The Knight of Crystals coming forward. So like, just, yeah, I'm even like feeling like tingly, like up in my forehead. It's like my third eye, my crown chakra. It just seems like maybe like a lot of ideas are coming forward for you. Maybe more inspiration. The sun in Gemini, 10 of crystals. The Gemini energy is like really going to be a shift. I feel like for some of you, I think like maybe this is something you've kind of been waiting for, hoping for. Temperance card. There's a shift that's happening. So if you've really been waiting for like, or hoping that there's just like breakthroughs happening, that's what I'm getting. It's like the sun is coming up again. Things feel lighter. Things feel like, and it just feels like very fast momentum. You've been waiting and like something is changing, shifting quickly. King of Wands coming out cross. You feel more inspiration, okay? And like, especially because it's coming out cross, like going towards the future. So it does feel like there's like this greater level of inspiration. There's creativity here. You feel like you can put your ideas into action. It's so funny how much my face feels like ticklish almost. Let's see what else. 3 of Wands. Okay, so also if you've been waiting for like the right time to move forward on your journey, like this is the time. Now, yeah, Ace of Crystals. It's like you've been waiting for the perfect time, trying to figure out what's happening, the right time, the divine timing, like go. Okay, with the 3 of Wands, especially because we did see the Temperance card before. Like there's a lot of movement, like encouraging you to like go ahead, take the steps, make those changes. Okay, so I like that. Ace of Crystals, like this fresh new start, the ideas into action. I feel like we had a reading recently where it was like maybe even a couple weeks in a row that were like, don't do too much, just kind of like, now like those weeks weren't the time for action, and I feel like now it's like, okay, ideas into action. It's just much faster moving. The Magician is Mercury, and so also like Mercury transiting feels very significant here. Okay, like yeah, it's more about ideas into action. Queen of Cups here too, but so in some ways I can even feel how there's like, it feels so tingly and like tickly in a way, and that maybe as I keep saying, like ideas into action, maybe you're feeling like that feels chaotic or it feels scary. It's not supposed to. Like still come back into this like grounded, comforted, nurturing energy, like you're still taking care of yourself emotionally. I like this. It feels very much like alignment between mind, body, and spirit, especially because we've now seen crystals, we've seen wands, we've seen some cups. So I like that energy. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's not supposed to take you out of your healing with the Star card. This is supposed to be aligned energy. Okay, this is good. This is good news. This is bright news. It's not to say every single thing is going to be sunshine and rainbows, but this is like you being courageously aligned and moving forward, and lots of movement in a way that's like what you've been waiting for and wanting to happen. 2 of Wands. This is just confirmation. Like I said before, you were waiting for the right time. You were trying to get into like that right space, and now it's like, okay, you've made your plans, like ideas into action. Ideas into action. All right, that seems like the really big message for you. Let's see if there's anything else that you really need to know for this week. By the way, if you're ever looking for a personal tarot reading, you can always book me at my stan.store. It's stan.store/IntuitivelyBeth. You can also find that at the in the description here on these videos. And a lot of times people like to work with me when they want to like see how the astrological energy is going to work, like kind of evolve with them each week. That's something my VIP clients like to do. So in addition to doing personal tarot readings, I do have options for coaching with my VIP clients where basically we develop like a stronger relationship, and we can look at like what you need to know each week, each month, each season, how to use the astrology. It's kind of like I'm like your personal astrologer along with your personal tarot reader, your personal coach. And I am a trauma-informed intuitive person. So I bring in, and I'm a certified life coach. I have been since 2015. So we can bring in a lot of different elements. If that's something that you're ever looking for, you can find all that information at my Stan store. I'd love to work with you. I am accepting new clients at this time. Okay, the World card coming out does also affirm, because this is Saturn, and Saturn going all the way around the world is also really telling me how much that transit is going to be a big deal. Okay, so the main lesson of Saturn moving from Pisces into Aries is really thinking about how you are supposed to be integrating all of the lessons that you've learned over the last 30 years. So think about how much of your life that is into the next 30 years, because we're starting on a new cycle, and it takes about 29-30 years for Saturn to make a transit all the way around the zodiac wheel. We're also really focusing especially on the last 2-3 years since Saturn has been in Pisces, and kind of what do you want to learn, especially related to love. Okay, I do see the Lovers card here. The Lover is also the Gemini card, so it is Gemini season, but I do feel like it's also especially like related in love, and how we have choices in love. There's destiny, there's some fated encounters, there's fated connections, but there's also free will. You always have choice in love, and sometimes you think that something is destined and you force it, and sometimes something is actually a really beautiful destiny or opportunity for you and you don't choose it. And both of those things can be okay, and sometimes neither of them is the best option, right? So sometimes it's like the most ideal situation is letting things unfold for you naturally, and also like trusting that that's the best path for you. That's how you're going to feel the best in connection, whether that's you being this King of Stars or you like partnering with the King of Stars, where you're grounded, and like this is how you get into that like stable, secure, loving type of energy that brings forth abundance and makes your kingdom, so to speak, something that is going to be able to last, and can be maintained, and can kind of, despite all of the chaos that's happening in the world, like this can stand up. It's like the stone is so solid here that it can continue to thrive, or it can, even though there might be times where it's not thriving, it doesn't crumble all the way back down. It can't just be like burned down. It can't just be drowned out. It can't just be crushed. It will still be there and can bring itself back up despite all the like turbulence, all the issues that might happen. That's what I'm kind of getting. We are going through lots of chaos in the world, and I feel like it's trying to remind you of everything that you've learned and how to create the most like resilient type of connections and resilient type of self, so that you can move forward with the world and the King of Stars. So that's like something bigger picture to think about. That's going to be energy to be really thinking about for a while, but that's something to help you like as you're trying to decide which areas, directions that you want to aim your energy toward. And as you are putting your ideas into action, is it something that's going to help you in the long term, not just the short term? We're making long-term choices to set yourself up for the next 30 years. Like, I'm not exaggerating. So that's the energy of this week. It's kind of big. Yeah, it's big. Like, make sure that you're standing up for what you really believe in, that you're choosing the choices that like your whole self aligns with. It doesn't matter what other people want you to do. It's what you want to do. Your mind, body, spirit, all in alignment. That's what you want to fight for. That's what you want to move towards. That's the thing to do this week. So I hope that helps.